Well, hello and welcome to Distilling in Australia. My name is Nick, and today is Wednesday, the 23rd of February in 2022, and I was actually going to be doing a vodka run. I actually changed over my yeasts and I fermented another sugar wash. Yes, I know sugar wash for vodka, but I'm looking to do something a bit different because I actually want to ferment my own products here. I don't want to buy neutral grain spirits in and then just modify those. I actually want to create my own product to make it uniquely mine. But I changed yeast. I've had this fermenting for the last week. The plan was to run this today, but as you can probably tell, there's nothing happening. It's got about another day and a half to go. I didn't keep a close enough eye on it. My pH got a bit low and the fermentation slowed down, or it slowed down. It didn't stall, but it slowed down. So I had to boost the pH by adding a bit of bicarb soda to it. And now it's going gangbusters, currently sitting on about 33 degrees Celsius inside the fermenter. But that's what's happening here. So that'll be a run that I'll do next week. So this is for a vodka that I want to do after the last vodka taste test, and go back into the videos and you can have a look at the taste test for the pink vodka that I did with Tamika, which wasn't exactly the result I was looking for. I have redone the way and methodology that I'm doing it, and this one is smelling really good. It hasn't got that champagne smell to it because I was using a champagne yeast with this one. This new yeast has got rid of that champagne smell, which is great, and a little bit of different methodology, which I'll go through it in the next video. But what I do want to talk about today is, in actual fact, something that's come up on our discussion group. So we have, for those of you who don't know, we have a discussion group on Facebook called Distilling in Australia. And it's a group where people are able to chat and make some comments about different things or ask questions, and we do our best to answer them as honestly as we can. Now, before I get into this, as always, here is 5 seconds of your life you'll never get back. Okay, so what's happened is that there's been a few comments about people thinking that if they own a still of less than 5 litres or less capacity, that it's legal for them to distill, and other people saying, excise duties are put in by the rich fellas to suppress the poor blokes and stop us from distilling our own alcohol. So I just want to address a couple of those issues and discuss it and talk about it. And remember, I'm not putting myself up as any guru, but also remember that I do have a license. This is a licensed distillery, and I am licensed with the ATO to manufacture. So I do have a little bit of experience about setting it up and what to look for and what to do. So I want to address the legalities of distilling at home. Now, you can own a still of less than 5 litres or 5 litres or less, but that doesn't mean you can legally distill alcohol. And it's quite categoric in the legislation that you are not able to distill any amount of alcohol without being licensed to do so. So just keep that in mind. It's zero. There's no amount of alcohol that you can make at home which is legal without owning or without obtaining an excess manufacturer's license. So that's the first thing that you should know. Okay, it's critically important that you understand that. The second thing that I want to do is really, why wouldn't you want to become legal? And look, unless you've got a criminal record, there is literally nothing stopping you from becoming a licensed distiller. Okay, yes, you've got to fill out a form, and yes, it can be a little bit daunting to start off with, but the form costs you nothing. It costs you nothing to get your distiller's license, okay, the excise manufacturer's license. It's free. You just fill out the form, you lodge it to council, and you lodge it to the ATO, and they, as long as you've ticked the boxes and given the information they want and complied with all their legislation requirements, you get the license. And then you can go ahead and set up your distillery. And I mean, look, you've got to also talk to your council and make sure that you're not doing anything that's in contravention of your town planning. But look, for most of us, we want to keep it quite small. So, if you want to manufacture a bit of rum or a bit of gin or a bit of vodka or whatever it is that your whiskey or whatever it is your passion takes you, this allows you to do it. You sort of think, okay, well, the next part of this conversation is, well, okay, what about the excise? So, this is no secret, all right? People hate paying tax, and who doesn't? Okay, we all hate paying tax. No one likes paying tax, but if you're under any disillusion about why alcohol is illegal to manufacture alcohol in Australia without having a license, and there has been comments about this on the discussion group, go back to the video, why is it illegal? Okay, and that takes you through the statistics of the impact that alcohol has on our society and the reasons why alcohol has the excise to keep the price up, to keep demand down, and also help pay for the impact that alcohol has. So do yourself a favour, go back and have a look at that video if you really want to get a bit of information about the sheer impact alcohol has on our society. And look, I drink alcohol, I manufacture alcohol, I'm no wowser. That's we need to pay for the cases that or the impact that we create by being manufacturers, and that's just the way it is. And ultimately, it's the consumer that's paying. They're paying the tax. We're just passing the tax on to the tax office. So, really, it's neither here nor there. But I just want to go through the information about the rebate that's available to you. So if you decide you want to become legal and you say, okay, I'll fill out the forms and I'll get my manufacturer's license, there is, and this is no secret, okay, it was announced last year by the federal government, there's a 100% rebate on excise duties up to $350,000. So I've crunched the numbers here to bring this into perspective for you, so you have a good understanding of what that actually means for a nano distiller like myself. So as I've said all along, my aim is to produce 100 bottles a week. That's the ultimate aim of what I'm looking for. And there is going to be another video on the liquor licensing aspect as well, which I'm working on in the background. So that's coming, but bear with me, okay? These things, when you're dealing with council and these sorts of people, it takes time. So we just have to be patient. But anyway, let's get back to the excise. So 350,000, 100% rebate. Now at the moment, as of February 2022, the new excise is $90.78 per litre of ethanol. Okay, so that's LAL. So that's not your finished product. That's the actual ethanol component of your product. So that works out to 350,000 divided by $90.78 is 3,855 litres of ethanol. So that's how much you can produce in a year to pay zero tax. Now, if we say, okay, let's assume that our product is at 40%. So at 40%, it means that we can produce 9,638 litres of finished product per year without paying any excise, no tax, all right? So we say, okay, each of our bottles is going to have 750 mils in it. So 9,638 litres divided by 750 mils is 12,851 bottles per year that I can produce without having to pay any excise on that produce. So you divide that by 52 weeks in the year. So it means that I can produce 247 bottles a week tax-free. So, I mean, who of you out there is going to be producing more than 247 bottles per week? I mean, you have to be a pretty major producer to produce more than that. So why wouldn't you become licensed? Don't have to sneak around, don't have to look over your shoulder. Yes, if you want to sell it, you still got to get your liquor license in your particular state. Absolutely, that's a given, okay? And that's what I'm working on at the moment. But nevertheless, you can produce this, and if you want to give it away, and give it away means literally give it away, okay? So you can't sort of give 5 bottles to a mate and he comes over and does your electrical work. Okay, that's effectively selling it. So don't fall into that trap, okay? But if you want to produce some alcohol and give it away to family and friends, you can do that. You can do your declaration. So it used to be, before February this month, that how it worked is that you would have to do your return, pay your excise, and then apply for a rebate. So the ATO actually has changed the form, and I'm going to post the form here now so you can see. Now this is my return that I've just done, and if you have a look at the first line there, you'll see that it's tariff 3.2, and I'm declaring 29.74 litres of alcohol, that's LAL, and the rate there is $90.78, which means that I would have owed the government $2,699.80, which in previous returns I would have had to have paid. But now they've added a line F, and am I applying for the alcohol manufacturer's remission? I said yes, and I got a remission amount, a full remission of $2,699.80. So if you move over to the next page, and there is the excise summary. So the total excise amount is $2,699.80, less total alcohol manufacturer's remission, $2,699.80, total excise duty payable, 0. So my alcohol that I have produced, my 29 odd litres of LAL that I have manufactured, and it's my pink gin that I've done. I've done my return. It is now excise paid because I've lodged this with the ATO, and so therefore if I want to, and I'm not at this stage, but if I want to, I could give that away to family and friends for free if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. But that's just how I can do it. And I also can now use it for home consumption in terms of not the ATO definition of home consumption, which is in the marketplace, Australian marketplace, but to drink it at home. So, you know, if my wife wants a pink gin, well, I can make her a pink gin and legally do so. So, you know, this is sort of the reasons that it's so, well, not easy. I was going to say easy, but it's not easy, but it's worth the effort to become legal, no matter how big your still is. I mean, if it's only a 20 litre, turbo 500 or whatever it is that you've got, you can become licensed to operate that and manufacture for yourself, because there's no way you're going to be drinking 247 bottles of whatever you produce a week, and you can do that without having to worry about paying the tax. So at least you're licensed. But just remember also that the tax office does have the right to come and inspect you and what you're doing and your figures to make sure that you're up to date. So there's a bit of paperwork involved in it, but for the amount that most of you are going to produce, it's not a lot of paperwork. It's just a matter of keeping records of what you've done and your waste and all the rest of it. So I just wanted to address that in this video. If you are not a member of the Distilling in Australia Facebook group, jump on in. More the merrier, more discussion. But we're after honest feedback, honest discussion, and helping each other to stay safe, to stay legal. So anyway, that's it for today. That's all I wanted to talk about. I probably rambled a bit, and my apologies. But I just thought it was interesting, and it came up in the discussion group. Next week I'll be doing the vodka, so probably in a week or two I'll be doing the pink vodka and showing you that. Working on the licensing for Queensland liquor at the moment, so that's a work in progress. I'm trying to negotiate to do a video with a couple that live out at Gilston that have done some amazing things. So they're a bit shy, so hopefully I can convince them to let me interview them and run through their experiences as well, because I think that will be very interesting and enlightening for a lot of people about what is possible by just ticking the boxes and following the process. So yeah, that's it for today. As always, thank you for watching, and ciao for now. Distilling alcohol is illegal in Australia unless you hold the appropriate licenses and permits. I am not a lawyer, and the contents of this video are not intended to be legal advice. Do not rely on any information contained in this video, and seek your own legal professional advice before making any decisions. Be aware, the Australian Tax Office and the local law enforcement agencies will be taking interest in this channel due to its content. Please keep this in mind before posting any comments. Any comments posted are the opinion of the person posting and not of this channel. Let's get started.